Picture this, it's 6 p.m., and you're still at your desk, grinding away on yet another project that's due tomorrow. You've consistently delivered results, met every deadline, and gone above and beyond. But despite all your hard work, you get the email, your colleague, the one who spends more time chatting at the coffee machine than actually working, just got promoted. You sit back, dumbfounded, thinking, how? Welcome to the corporate ladder, where promotions don't always go to the hardest workers, but to those who know how to play the game. In today's video, we're pulling back the curtain on the politics behind corporate promotions. Forget about merit or skill, this is about office politics, who's schmoozing the right people, and how you're perceived, not how much you actually contribute. Let's start with one of the most common characters in this corporate drama, the office networker. This person seems to have an innate ability to be everywhere at once, not necessarily working, but always visible. They're the first to strike up conversations with upper management, they linger just long enough in the break room to catch the CEO's attention, and they're constantly networking. You've probably heard them drop phrases like, "I was just chatting with John from marketing," or "I had a great conversation with the VP yesterday." Their real skill? Making sure everyone important knows their name, even if no one really knows what they do. And somehow, they keep climbing that ladder. Next, we've got the overachieving volunteer. You know the type, the person who volunteers for every project, every committee, and every extra responsibility. On the surface, they seem like a dedicated go-getter. But dig a little deeper, and you realize they don't actually do much on these projects. They're the ones who join a committee, attend every meeting, but somehow manage to offload most of the actual work onto others. Yet, when the promotions roll around, there they are, rising through the ranks, while the rest of the team is left wondering how they're pulling it off. Then, there's the master of self-promotion. This person has perfected the art of subtly, or not so subtly, taking credit for everything. Did they lead the project? Not exactly. But they sure know how to position themselves as if they did. Whether it's in meetings or casual conversations with the boss, they're always ready with a polished soundbite about how they spearheaded the initiative or played a key role in the team's success. They've mastered the ability to insert themselves into the narrative of success, even if they didn't contribute much to the actual outcome. And somehow, management eats it up. Of course, no video on corporate promotions would be complete without mentioning the office politician. This is the person who knows the inner workings of the company hierarchy like the back of their hand. They're strategic with their relationships, aligning themselves with the right people at the right time. They know when to lay low and when to make a big move. It's not about their work ethic, it's about maneuvering through office politics like a chess game. They've figured out who's in charge of decision making, and they make sure to stay on their good side. Promotions, for them, are less about performance and more about navigating these unspoken rules. And then there's you, the hard worker. You're the one who stays late, takes on challenging projects, and consistently delivers results. You don't waste time on office gossip or politicking, you believe that your hard work will speak for itself. But here's the frustrating reality, in the corporate world, hard work doesn't always get the recognition it deserves. Sometimes, the quiet, diligent worker gets overlooked in favor of those who are louder, more visible, or better at playing the game. So, how do you compete in this cutthroat corporate environment without losing your integrity? That's the question many of us face. The truth is, climbing the corporate ladder often feels less like a race based on merit and more like a strategic game of social chess. You can be the most competent person in the room, but if you're not visible, if you're not strategically positioning yourself, you might find yourself stuck at the bottom while others, who seem to do less, rise to the top. But here's where it gets tricky. Do you play the game, or do you stay true to your values and hope that your hard work will eventually pay off? It's a delicate balance. The key might be finding a middle ground, learning how to navigate the office politics without compromising who you are. You don't have to become the office politician or the master of self-promotion, but maybe it's time to take a page from their playbook. Being visible, building relationships, and occasionally promoting your accomplishments, without overdoing it, might just be the missing piece in your journey up the ladder. As we wrap up, let's not forget the thousands of people who feel stuck in their careers, watching others leapfrog them for reasons that have nothing to do with talent or effort. It's frustrating, it's disheartening, and it's an unfortunate reality in many workplaces. But if there's one thing we can learn from this, it's that climbing the corporate ladder isn't always about climbing at all. Sometimes, it's about navigating, strategizing, and knowing when to make your move. So, next time you see that office networker chatting up the boss, or that master of self-promotion taking credit for a project they barely touched, just remember you're not alone in your frustration. And maybe, just maybe, there's a way to play the game without losing yourself in the process.